I just want to cover one more thing. When you guys wake up, there's a frost on Brolin's door.
Oh, Jesus
That was
Christ.
not present
Sleeping outside.
anywhere else.
Okay.
Left the window open.
And then you guys wake up and
So
Action.
as Shakul wakes up, I find a small wrapping of cloth at the foot of my bed. It holds a simple note. Brother, I found this at the temple that day. I could not show you at the palace to many eyes, but perhaps it will lead you to those who slaughtered our family. So I unwrap it, and what do I see?
so in the center of this charcoal gray garment, it's really hard to make out. It's tattered. There's blood stains on it. It seems to be burned into the cloth somehow, but it's still faded after being in younger brother's pocket for God knows how long, and just the battle and how, who knows, you don't know how long this particular shirt or piece of cloth was in use. But the emblem is that of, shrouded in smoke, a single dagger, elven in design, no fancy runes, and it's not something you recognize.
Okay. So I suspect it, can't figure out what it is. I put it away and go outside to meet the rest of the group to go downstairs into the common area.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Alright, I'll get out of my room and notice the little bit of frost on Brolin's door and walk over and knock on his door.
I'm also sleeping outside of the door, by the way.
Oh, that's right! So without trying...
How close are you to the door, Aaron?
I'm not like right in front of the door, but I'm in like the hallway, like.
I was gonna say, you're like a puppy sleeping at my door.
I forgot she did that.
I'm not sleeping like right at his door, but I'm like across the hall. So the bedroom that was across the hall is the place that I put the pillow and the blanket. So I'm like.
So to clarify, there's not an across the hall. You enter this house, there's the common space with the kitchen to the left, or not kitchen, but it's a fireplace with a pot, a large cauldron over it, a single table, and then at the back wall, there are 3 rooms. There's a staircase on your right and 2 rooms up there.
Oh, okay. So then.
Roland, I believe, took the middle room on the first floor.
Okay. So then whatever room I went into, their left or right, I took the pillow and the blanket out of there. But I'm not like right in front of his door. I'm at least like, I don't know, 5 feet away. So like if he got up in the middle of the night and took over me.
So I get up and I come down the stairs. I was upstairs, and I make my way to Brolin's frosted door, and I kick Aaron seemingly accidentally on the way. And
you would feel there's a little bit of frost on you, Aaron. It's not just on the door; it's spread in a circular pattern around, but it's very faint. It just kind of feels like moisture if you touch it.
And before I knock, can I see? I don't think I have any spells. Can I see if this is magical? Like where it's coming from? Is it magical at all? If it's
Just to
is it just the door? Is it?
I obviously see the frost and stop.
Yeah, the frost is not hidden.
All right. Yeah, and I'll just. Sorry. Yeah, I just knock on the door. Brolin, you in there?
Yeah, I'll stretch. You know. Then I'm gonna look at
A little cold, buddy?
Actually, yeah, I don't think I have a blanket. And I'm gonna look around and
You've got a blanket.
Yep, I see that now. I get up and RPing. I was role playing, and then I get up and I'll walk to the door and I'll open the door and I'll notice that the frost on the door and I'll try to like rub it off with my sleeve, and then I'll open the door. Hey guys, morning.
What are you doing in there?
Good morning.
Sleeping. What are you guys doing out here? Why are you on the floor?
Well, see, here's the thing. You went to bed all weird last night, and then I wake up and there's frost everywhere. So do you want to, like, tell us something? What happened yesterday?
I mean, we are inside of a tree. Maybe it's a little drafty. Was there frost anywhere else in the house?
A little
No.
drafty.
There's no frost anywhere, except for your door.
Can we check this? Are you sure?
Well, I mean, I'm looking left and I'm looking right. Do I see any frost?
Do you see any
Nope.
frost?
The only place of frost around Roland's door, and now that the door is open, there's a thin layer of frost in his entire room.
Oh God.
So, what'd you do yesterday? Is there anything you want to tell us?
Do we have air
No.
conditioning on?
I think I left the window open. How cold is it outside?
Brisk, not
Not frostworthy.
Freezing.
it's dew worthy. I wouldn't call it frost worthy. 40s.
Okay. All right.
It's warming up. You guys are waking up around 8 o'clock in the morning.
Let's.
You're not getting up super early, but
So, play us, like, step by step of what you did yesterday?
I talked to the Empress a whole bunch. I don't think this has anything to do with yesterday. This is probably something else.
Like, what?
My source of magic has some ties to it. Sometimes it gets a little chilly around me.
But what do you mean? Like, what? How?
I get. You see the frost? It didn't hurt anybody.
I mean, I'm wet.
I'm sorry that you slept on the floor.
Well, you should have told us. Like,
Are you cold? Are you gonna be sick?
about you growing.
No, I'm a little chilly, but I'm not cold. I'm also
What
cold-blooded, so I don't think I can get a cold. I don't know
What other
that much
side
about
effects
cold-blooded
does your
animals.
magic have, like, that would affect us?
I'm still learning. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think that this is gonna really interfere with anything, but sometimes
It's not like you're gonna cough and light the whole fucking village on fire, are you?
I mean, I can.
Fire?
No, actually, when I cough, it's just ice. It's ice breath.
Oh, well, that sounds solved. Who's up for breakfast?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, I guess no one else is as concerned as me.
I mean, I appreciate the concern, but I'll be fine. And I'm
Mom
gonna
drew it
just-
over here. It's okay.
I'll shrug it off and yeah, I'll just follow them. But I am hungry, so let's get some breakfast.
Whatever.
Want some berries?
Oh God, those berries kept me full last night.
at the audible mention of food, the walls next to the pot kind of start to grow various fruits and vegetables. Wooden plates come growing out of the side of the wall and catching grapes and apples and oranges. Some of the vegetables are put into the pot, and the fire below it lights. Everyone in the room knows it's a magical fire that just lit up, and the pot very quickly comes to a boil. The only thing not present right now is meat. You could add that on your own, but meat can't grow out of a tree. And the fragrance filling the house is very pleasant. Very nice little morning stew of just vegetables, and it smells like it's been seasoned, even though you didn't see anything there.
Oh my God, this place is amazing! Brolin, we don't ever have to leave!
I short of that drafty door, I'm fine with not leaving.
Actually,
I'm totally okay with staying here for the rest of my life.
what?
I will end the campaign right now.
they all lived happily ever after.
The end.
All right, guys, we'll dig in.
I'm
I
gonna.
would've-
What was cooked? I remember that you said that it was seasoned. I didn't hear exactly the item that was cooked. It was a stew, like a
stew.
breakfast stew.
It's like a bunch of vegetables grew out and were thrown in. There are raw fruits now being put on the table by branches, basically.
I'm going to grab myself a cup of stew.
Okay.
And I'm going to grab myself an apple. And I'm going to sit at the table.
Okay.
I will also grab a whole bunch of food and.
So as you guys begin to sit and share a morning meal, there's a knock at the wall because there's no doors.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll just yell, "Come in!"
and
You can.
as you've grown sort of accustomed to the house splits open and the bristles splinter away from the house, and Sarge comes in. He says, I see you've found the kitchen. Good
Sarge,
morning,
this
how
is
are you
amazing.
guys?"
Hello,
Incredible.
sir. Do you want a bowl of stew?
No, thank you. I already had my own.
Does your house do this?
All the houses here do, yes.
Oh my god.
Part of the magic of the forest. It cares for us as we care for it.
This is amazing.
The trees I've been living with are idiots. They can't do any of this stuff.
At the mention of calling a tree an idiot, your bowl moves a little bit away from you.
Oh, don't be touchy, you adult.
So Sarge turns to you all and, well, when you're finished your meal, if you would accompany me to the palace, the Empress has a request. Not that we have any right, and you could refuse and be on your way, but there's still something we'd like to ask.
No problem. I told her if she needed anything to let us know, so I'll be there.
Oh, great.
I'll be there.
Okay, so you finish your breakfast. For the sake of expedience, make your way to the castle through the city.
I'm gonna take an apple with me.
Okay. As you leave, Roland specifically, you turn back and look at the fire, and you're kind of like, should that stay on? And it turns itself off.
Okay. Yeah, if I noticed that fire, I would have absolutely thought that.
The city is just now. It's about 8:30. It's only been a half hour. It's a pretty quick morning. And Sarge walks you through, and you notice the city is just now coming alive. Where people are starting to fill the markets and fill the streets and move throughout their day, and that is somewhat unusual. Most places rise with the sun. So the fact that Peacewood seems to be a little bit more inclined to sleep in is just sort of a testament to how good they have it here. But you are led up into the castle. Familiar branches forming steps for you and leading you in. And as you approach the Empress, the banquet that was set out yesterday is no longer there. The room is empty, except for Kershape. She stands by the Empress, or the kind of pedestal where the Empress's throne is on. Stands there waiting for Sarge to come with you guys, and Deblin of the Tower of Air is also present, standing opposite Kershape. You get the sense that they are probably part of the Empress's advisors. And it seems like a very formal situation.
Oh, shit. I say, good morning, Empress. To what do we owe the pleasure?
Good morning to you, Master Beach. Well, I don't know that you will remain pleasurable, but it's come to our attention that some of Shatterjaw's followers are rallying north of here under a new banner, following his second mate, as I believe you killed his first. I know you do not belong to our empire and you have every right to refuse, but sending you would be of great help if you would. If you could talk to them. I don't know if pirates will listen, but just please. We need to rebuild the port, and we need our men here, and as it stands, my friends, you are seem to be mercenaries.
I mean, I look around at all of us and I'm like, I mean, I guess we kind of are.
Basically.
Do you know whereabouts up north? Sorry.
And I wish I did.
Okay. I just didn't
We
if
don't
you
know
had
any specifics, but given that it's a pirate fleet that just fled, I would look on the coast.
Good
There's-
thinking, Empress.
There is rumor of a great city there, home to many thieves and ne'er-do-wells, but we've never been able to find it.
Okay.
Devlin steps forward and he goes, I'll be taking you to the edge of the forest. You need a proper guide. And well, to be honest, Mr. Dragon Man, kinda like ya.
Me?
Yeah.
Ah, finger guns. He gets the finger guns. I like you too. Goodness.
If you don't mind me asking, when
Fine.
would you like us to leave?
This evening, it will probably take you all of today to get to the edge of the forest, even with Master Devlin's help. But we will get you there safely.
I mean, I have a couple things to wrap up here in the city, if that's okay. I was just curious around what time
Yes.
Master Devlin would want to head out.
Devlin kind of looks at you and thinks, you've got 4 hours before we need to head out. We need to be at the out of the edge of the forest by nightfall. And that's about how long we have.
Wow, sounds like we're going then.
I'm down. Does anybody have any reason not to?
No, I'm ready when you are.
I mean, the Empress has provided this great home for us, this place to stay. I'm sure we can.
Why
get
not
back
leave?
somewhere. I mean, when you put it like that,
I've already lost this argument once. I'll follow.
I feel like we should just pay our dues.
Yeah. I mean, I guess. Nothing else really.
But I'm opposed to any opposition that you have, Beach.
Nope, I got nothing. Just a perfect house in a beautiful, safe city. Not a care in the world. To go seek out a pirate lord. Since you nearly died last time we saw one.
Nearly. Keyword nearly.
So the party agrees to set forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
up,
yeah.
Just among friends.
Aaron, what did you want to wrap up?
I want to go back to the wall
Okay.
and see the other druid elf guy.
I do want to do something really quick as well.
Are you coming with me?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't want to do anything. I just want to go on an adventure.
So you're
I
going to
wanted
see
go back-
you're going to
I
see
wanted go
Peleus.
back-
Yes.
Peleus, that's the guy.
You are
yes.
going to see Peleus.
Yes. Sorry.
Okay.
Forgot his name.
Okay. You
Alright.
arrive. The druids greet you, and you're welcome to climb the wall again.
I'm going to climb the wall.
I'm not gonna make you make a strength save this time.
Okay.
Strength check this time. You get to the top, and Peleus is there in his standard
Sorry,
dark
Paul.
direwolf form. He notices you. He doesn't change back into his gnome form. He instead stays as a wolf and kind of motions you to follow. He begins
I'm gonna
walking
follow.
along the wall.
Oh, son of a bitch.
As you're walking with him, mid-stride, he quickly shifts back as a gnome. And he says, I can't remember what voice I used for him. All right. Well, you're here again.
I mean, you
What?
asked me to come back, and it's the least I can do.
Just not used to people taking up the offer.
I mean, like I said, you're the only person from where I know and my home and everything, so. What do you got?
What do you got?
What do you got for me?
What are you looking for, Brittany?
I mean, he told me to come back. He had information for me, right?
Bit of advice when dealing with pirates.
Don't.
They like to get in each other's way. You might find it easier to turn them on one another than to turn them away completely.
That is very smart. Have you heard anything about, I mean, you've been around this area for a while, but have you heard anything about, like, Shatterjaw or, like, anything about his followers? Like, do you have any information about them that would be helpful for us?
Nothing specific. I myself stay in Peacewood at all times, and that was more of a... I mean, I know who he was and what you guys did. Word traveled fast. I know he was a threat to our trade, but beyond that, no, I don't have any information.
Okay. Well,
Thanks for noticing.
thanks for, good.
No, I was...
Well, thanks for, talking with me and letting me accompany you here on your wall.
Ah. Thanks for letting me
It's a
hang
nice
out.
wall.
It's a nice wall. It's a very nice wall.
Anytime, young one.
And if you ever need anything, I know you could probably contact me in your special ways.
Give me your digits.
Oh, I remember what he wanted. He wanted to teach me something. Didn't he?
He offered to teach you... He did offer... that requires more than 4 hours.
Damn.
You guys will have opportunity to come back here. And
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll come back. We have a freaking house here.
Can I ask
We don't
him?
come back here.
I'm gonna ask him. What did you want to teach me today?
I've been a druid a very long time, so I was going to see what you know and see if there was anything I could offer.
Damn.
I love the image of Aaron on this wall just throwing a temper tantrum in front of this.
Shit.
Why do I have to leave in 4 hours? Can you give me like the dummy book version? Like,
I'm
will it
afraid
help
that
me on this adventure
craft
that I'm about
works.
to go on and kill myself on?
You're gonna be fine.
you won't kill yourself.
I'm glad
Something
you
will
have
kill
more
you.
faith in me than I do myself.
Can I ask what this guy's name is one more time? Sorry. Just so I can take a note as well.
Peleus.
Hell yes, I wrote Melissa.
Almost.
Okay, got it.
Well, Pelia, thank you very much for your wisdom of very few words.
silence is his goodbye.
I guess this silence is your goodbye.
All
All right. So real quick, while she was doing that, I went. I'll meet up with you guys at the gate, and I ran down into town to find that same apothecary. And I run inside. I go, quick! I'm in a rush. Do you have any kind of adhesive?
I'm gonna take that as there's no one in the shop.
Ethan.
I think Ethan's dead.
Okay, so the world explodes and everyone dies. Basically what happened.
I'm gonna go back to the palace and Beach. You can go do your thing.
Oh yeah.
We're on beach. I heard you ask for adhesive.
Yeah.
They say yes. It will be 5 silver.
All right. Good. I can just delete that 5 silver. Perfect. All right. Thank you very much. And I run out and I run back to the place where all of the posters of our faces were on the wall. And
Oh my god.
I grab my poster and I put the adhesive smear all over the back and I splat it right over Aaron's. And I run back up to the palace.
All right.
And you have no idea.
That's canon.
All right, guys.
That's great.
I'm ready. Let's go.
What was so urgent that you ran out of here?
I had to buy an herbalism
You
kit so I can make
weren't
health
there?
potions.
You weren't there when he ran off. You were at the druid wall.
Well, didn't I see him run by? Because if I had came back...
Well, I just came
No.
running back.
You guys essentially went off to do, and
Okay, well, I saw him come running back and be like, where'd you go?
I had to go buy an herbalism kit so I can make some potions to heal us in the future.
Oh,
See? And I hold it out.
Mm-hmm.
you see this rather neatly. You bought the fancy one.
Yeah.
You see this very neatly packed case, and when he opens it up, it's a red leather box, or red leather bound box. You open it up, and the inside is wooden and coated with cloth to keep all the glassware from cracking and getting damaged. There's 4 beakers, 4 little like test tube looking things. There's a set of tongs. There's a mortar and pestle in there, so you can mash up whatever you need. And it's all intricately engraved with these elven fancy flowing leaves. Not rune work, but it's very pretty. It's a very pretty herbalism set.
What do you think?
You got there.
That looks nice.
I like it.
Snazzy, very snazzy.
I tuck it away in my
I
bag.
have a quick question.
Yeah.
So, my thing on D&D,
Yeah.
it says proficiencies in languages. So,
Uh-huh.
Tool's herbalism kit is in mine. Does that mean I'm proficient in it?
Yes.
Did you
But that
take
doesn't
it?
mean that I have it, right?
Yes. You do not have an
So
herbalism kit. Sorry.
The way it works is, for starting out, is you can either start with one of the kits, like I think monks, you can have the dungeoneering kit or something, or you can take that, or you can elect to take a certain amount of gold. Typically, the gold you get is equal to the kit available. So Beach started with 10 gold because everything that would be in the standard herbalism kit would run him 10 gold. He is now buying herbalism kit piecemeal, and he doesn't have ingredients other than what he gathers in the forest, and he's gonna have to mess with it. He's proficient in it, so he would know certain simple recipes.
Yeah.
But he can learn other recipes and buy other recipes for things as time goes on.
Okay.
I'm not.
in my thing, I don't have an herbalism kit, and I don't have the extra. I don't know.
Did you start with gold?
No.
You're wrong.
What do you mean I'm wrong?
You should have started with one.
I
No,
don't
you have an
that.
herbalism kit. It says tools herbalism kit.
Yeah, so that's what I was asking.
You have one.
Oh.
No. Is it under proficiencies in languages, or did you?
I was in proficiencies in languages, and then I see tools, and then it says.
Oh, and equipment. Okay.
Oh, I didn't know I even fucking had one of those.
Yeah, pay attention to what you got, homie.
I know. I'm checking your equipment tab. You have a mess kit.
I say because that wasn't the thing you could pick on D&D Beyond when you were making your character.
Under where are you looking, Ethan? Equipment, right?
Mm-hmm. On D&D Beyond.
Yeah, and then it doesn't sit. That's why I was confused because it says
No,
like mess
you're
kit.
proficient in herbalism. Yeah, you're proficient in the herbalism kit, so you can use Beach's kit, but you do not have one.
Yeah. Okay. All
But
right.
he has
cool.
to if he lets
Fat
you. use it.
chance.
I didn't ask you, so shut up.
So you guys ready to head out?
Yep.
Yeah. I guess.
Yes.
Rolling.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I polished my little fancy dagger, and I changed the colors of it. I'm assuming I've held this dagger enough to know that I can change it.
You can change it, but it seems to. It's hard to force a change within the dagger.
Okay.
It's more of a reactionary change to how you're feeling at the time.
Oh, okay. Okay. Alright then. Never mind.
That is something you would know about it. No, you've attuned to your weapon.
Yeah, okay. Okay. That
There's
is
no.
fine then.
Yeah, just as I don't think I gave you that handout. I don't know if
No,
I
you
did.
didn't give me it. You just said it does 1d4 damage, and it
Yeah,
changes appearance.
it's a standard dagger, or it's what it is. I'm not gonna write you out a thing for it. It's a shift stick.
Okay.
And it's basically what you're using is the handle, and it shifts to something you're proficient with,
Okay.
and based on what you're needing at the time. So if you wanted to use a mace and you're proficient in maces, and and you're angry, it would turn into a mace, and then it would give you the attack roll of a mace.
Oh, that's cool.
But in standard form, when you took it, it's a dagger. When I believe you took, who did you take that off of? Shattered Jaw?
Yeah, that was Shatterjaw's Morningstar.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was for him. It was just the brutish-looking Morningstar.
And then I handed it to, I believe,
Crazy person.
Randy, or
To me, and it
Tim,
turned
yeah.
into a
a spear, right?
without a point. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. I like that. Okay, I was gonna just change the color of it, but that is completely fine. I am completely cool with the black and red. That it
You
is.
can try to change the color.
I was gonna try to change it to like a silver and blue.
You hold the dagger out and you focus. The red shifts to silver, and the black stays black.
Okay, that's fine. Black and silver. I'm cool with that.
So you guys meet, or not meet? Yeah, meet. You meet Devlin in the throne room, and he asks if you're ready to set out, and you've all said yes. He guides you down one of the winding staircases.
Do we go past like any place from before? Like on the way in,
What do you?
perhaps past the posters?
you.
No, you're in the castle. You're descending from the castle now. The posters are in like town square. As you're descending this staircase, this is not one any of you have been in before, and it's going down. And you knew the castle was high up, but it's still going down. And you've been walking for like 20 minutes, and it's still going down. And then, the wooden walls kind of notice it's smelling kind of musty, and you're still going down. There's this endless spiral staircase, and you look over the edge because there's no railing, and there's probably a good 50 more stories that you can go down.
I'm gonna lean over to Devlin and be like, "Hey, how far does this go down?"
Well, this is taking us to the underground route, and that's the fastest and safest way out of the forest. But it's normally Tower of Air access only.
Okay, and I'm gonna shut my mouth because I just realized something.
So you get to the bottom, and at the bottom, there are 6 horses, because Aflees is with you guys.
I was waiting to ask about that.
There's 6 horses, and he kind of notices that there's 2 gnomes, and he looks and he goes, do you guys want to share a horse, or...
Not particularly.
Alright, we didn't think you would, but we brought them.
Thanks?
So, you each get on your own horse, and Devlin guides you down, now on horseback. 1 hour travel. Not at a gallop, you're kind of trotting. The horses are very well trained, very well behaved, and you're walking through this tunnel. It's dimly lit by torchlight. The floor itself seems to have a bioluminescent moss on the edges. Not enough to provide like a real light, but enough you can see where the path is going, and it's not a perfectly straight path. It has some turns in it. You guys are traveling.
So, Devlin, this is really safer than the forest? I don't really like it down here.
Well, it's dark, and I myself am not a huge fan of tight spaces, but this will get us there in about half the time it would to take, messing with all the roots and the trees, not to mention the occasional goblin band that wanders through the forest. The forest won't kill the goblin bands unless they attack us, and, they're part of the forest. But they never quite learn to not do things.
Well, just, thousands and thousands of tons of earth could just fall on us at any moment, and we'd die!
Aye, but the roots, and he kind of motions up and points, and you notice the roots of trees are kind of forming support beams along this tunnel and giving it a sounder structure than it would be just a dug hole.
I see. I feel a little better.
So you're traveling on this tunnel, going on 2 hours now. He stops to give the horses a break, and at this point where he stops, there's a small water trough for horses, and on the other side of the tunnel, this tunnel is about 20 feet wide and 30 feet high. It's not a small tunnel. On the opposite side, there's a little outcropping in kind of indentation with benches and a water, not a well, but like large bowl, like really large, for you guys. You just kind of take a break here. Any conversations happening right now?
So, when I went to go see Peleus, guys, he told me that, he thinks that our best plan of action for these pirates is to, like, turn them against each other.
Who's Peleus?
Peleus is the Circle of Moon guy that I told you that I met.
Oh.
On the wall.
Okay.
Told me all about,
she told us last night,
about the parents
in the house
of the Emperor
And
all that. But he said that our best plan of action is to try to get them to turn on each other. I don't know
That's not a
how,
bad idea.
but
I mean,
Said
once
that
we
the-
see these guys, we could probably figure out a way. I feel like we're very intelligent people. We can outsmart a couple of dumb pirates.
Yeah,
I
like
don't
Shadow
know if
Jaw
it's
was
gonna
no
be a
trouble.
couple. I don't know if it's gonna be a couple or a whole band of them. You know what I mean?
You know, it only takes a couple worms in their ear to turn them all against each
I
other.
mean, this is very true.
That's gross.
But
What, you never put worms in your ear?
Nope.
There's a lot of stuff in your hair. I bet there's been a worm or two that's snuck in your ear.
That's disgusting. I mean, I put moss in there sometimes.
Yeah,
Feels
like
nice.
the grape I found in your hair earlier.
I was saving that. Let's see how long it would take to turn to wine.
Threw it away.
A little wine bag.
Ruin my
It
experiment.
turns into a raisin. Okay, do you want a raisin?
No.
What's I trying to do? I had a mission.
But yeah, so I think
Had
it's
a
what we
mission.
do with the pirates.
I'm trying to
Just
read
saying.
something. Okay, that's what I was trying. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so I think we're have some water, and you guys ready to head off?
Yep.
So quick question. A couple weeks. Not. This is actually intended towards beach while we're at that trough or whatever. We know that it's up north along the coast that we're supposed to be heading. Empress said that there was a small town that she might have heard of that has not many people have seen, but has some shady characters up in it. I think, based on what we know and what experiences we have, I've heard tell of a little town called Kulthuron, which we might have some luck if we checked out. And I'll say that to the group.
I mean, you're the only person that has any sort of insight, so I mean, might as well try there.
Unless she I believe, when out of game, I do know that that's north of us, right?
Yes.
Correct.
What's the name of the town?
Kulthuron.
Okay.
And I have heard word that it's a place of shady dispute, as the Empress said, that has some characters, and I believe that's what she said, correct? I just want to make sure I'm getting my notes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, then yes, I think that is our best hunch. Do I know if Kulthuron, the rumors I've heard, have been on the coast anywhere? Can I, like, roll an insight or some kind of check for that?
Be in history.
I'll roll whatever you want. If it's... Or would I not know anything? Like, is there no way for me to know?
It's not something stated. It's Beach would know. Beach has read a bit of rumors.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Do you
so,
want me to share those or no?
Or I can. Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
for it.
So, Kulthuron is more of a. I thought it was a myth at one point, until until I heard word of it more recently. I'd read about it. It's a city burrowed into a mountain. Used as a bastion for, like they said, criminals and shady sorts. I don't know if it's going to be easy to find, but I think it's our best lead so far. It's pretty thin.
Do I know of any mountains up north along the coast? Can I do a history check on that?
Oh, also, by the by, I have a map.
Yeah. I know you do. I was going to look at that. But I guess, yeah, let's look at that map. Let's pull that map out.
Okay.
I'm assuming that this is the map we're currently looking at right now.
I mean, this is the map of the major city. This is the map of the world.
I know that we have that map that had ogre writing, or orc writing? Orc writing, yeah.
So, I picked up this map at the library in Port Durgor and had Fick translate it for me. It's of the the mountain tundras north of Peacewood.
Oh, that's very convenient. In that writing or anything, does anything point out? Are there any interesting notes in that writing? In the
There
translation?
are a couple cities, or encampments marked, and there is one mark that is unnamed. Come on, pen tool. There's one mark that is unnamed here.
Okay.
So guys, see this mark that is unnamed right here?
Yep.
If I were a shady city, buried deep in the mountains, available to pirates, I'd be
Yeah,
right there.
is-
And I also
there is
would be
a water-
unnamed. So,
That water stream does go right to it. It'd be a way in and out of the ocean or the coast, the land of water.
I say we head that direction. Worst comes to worst, we fill in the map a little bit.
Whereabouts on the map are we now? We're right at Peacewood, like the heart of Peacewood, right where I'm pinging.
Well, we're leaving the forest north.
You are somewhere. You are not sure where you are right now. You are somewhere underneath the forest.
Okay.
So in that writing, like in any of the writing or any of the things that you guys read, did you get anything like any little tidbits about this town, like a way that we could possibly like find out where it is?
No, I've genuinely just heard word of it. I know that it's a place where it's kind of secretive. I know that shady people like to hang there, and that's similar to what the description of the Empress had given us, and that's, I feel like, our best bet. I'm assuming if we just head due north, maybe a little east of where we are, west of where we are, just a little bit, but mostly north, and come across it.
I'm gonna look at where's Deblin right now.
Deblin is sitting next to you guys. He's not saying much, but he's kind of got a bag of looks like almonds out, and he's kind of munching and crunching away, looking at you all.
Have you heard of this town, Deblin? Are you okay?
Coltha Road? Yeah, it's supposed like Master Beach said here, it's supposed to be some sort of bandit hideaway. I'm not sure I buy it. We've never been able to confirm anything, but it's what the stories say.
Oh. Thanks for your help.
I love that. The hiccuping.
I thought that was real for a second. I was like, oh.
It's beautiful.
I'm sure once we, on our travels, we might be able to ask around, or we might find some clues. We're rather
I don't really
intelligent
think
people.
we should ask about this town. That's a little bit ridiculous, don't you think?
That's actually a great point. That's something we probably shouldn't do.
Yeah.
It was
Let's
a test
just
for you.
ask
I was
for-
seeing how subtlety
let's
works for you.
Well, let's just ask to see where this town of bandits are.
Well, if we find some questionable
Some
characters.
bandits?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you wanna die? Again?
It wasn't so bad the first time.
Yeah, okay.
I made it out alright. Let's go.
Alright, let's go.
So
Okay. So you
we'll
all
finish
jump.
up our stuff. We'll finish up feeding, eating, drinking water, and head back through this tunnel.
Yep.
Um,
As we start going, I say, hold on a minute, Brolin. Ride back with me. So that we're, like, riding in the back of the column.
Yeah, I'll slow my horse to a slower trot at first.
If that's possible.
yeah, you guys can.
Alright.
It's a big tunnel, he said.
Yeah.
Big old tunnel.
So, Brolin, we haven't really gotten to talk. Well, we haven't talked much about it, but how was your time at the university after I left?
It was good. I finished up my studies, got out of there. I didn't have exactly what I was looking for. After our little experience, I decided that bigger things were held outside of the walls of that university.
And
So I finished up what I could learn from them, and almost shortly after that, I decided to travel out and try to find you again.
So they never connected you to the fire or anything?
Not to my knowledge. You pretty much got that all covered up. I didn't really talk about it after that. I didn't have many other people to talk to
That's good.
besides you, so I kind of just kept to myself. I asked about you for the next couple days, but when the story started spreading, I stopped asking because I didn't want to.
Oh, I was kicked right out.
Yeah, you got out of there. The rumors were spreading fast. People were saying that you burnt it down because you had enough of that place. They said that you were crazy and you finally lost it, and I was like, I knew that wasn't all true, but
I like that story. Let him think that.
Yeah, I never said otherwise. So
What really happened that night?
well, it was. You know what we were looking for. You know what we were kind of delving into.
I didn't know exactly what was going to happen, though, and then there was all that fire, and
Yeah,
I didn't even have time to think about it after.
I still don't quite exactly know what happened. I know that I finished the pact that we needed to do. I'm still kind of confused on it. Did you know we were making a pact?
No, what I said is we thought it was some kind of summoning ritual or something.
Okay.
We were looking for power, and it promised it.
Yeah, no, I got power from it.
I knew I wasn't good
As
enough
you
to do the
can tell.
ritual.
You would have been plenty fine to do this ritual, but I do thank you for taking the fall for it. But it seems like something probably out of my hands. I'm in over my head a little bit, I think, but I try not to
How so?
think about it too much. I mean,
Is there anything I can
I'm
help
gonna
with?
look around. I'm gonna kind of look around, and how far ahead of us is everybody? Are we like? Is this super
You can drop back as far as you want.
I've been doing this under the pretext that nobody can hear us.
That's fine.
Yeah, if
I
you
can't hear anything.
I'm having a hard time deciding what I want to say, and because
If
of
you just want to have like an easier conversation, like certainly we can like not bring it
No.
up within
no,
the.
well, that's the thing. Is I don't really want to say out loud exactly.
Oh, okay.
So I will kind of, I'll message.
How about this? You guys keep walking, and we'll pop into this origin thing and have a little conversation and come back.
What origin thing?
This is the Discord channel.
Okay, yeah.
If you want to do that, all right.
This is bullshit.
What is that
It's
channel
not
for?
stuff that other character I would talk about with other characters.
We'll be
right?
back in a few seconds, and you guys can just keep talking as if we weren't there, because we're not.
No.
Okay. So, I will let you know that the summoning magic kind of got out of hand. I might have been looking for something a little bit more serious than I was expecting, and I ended up making a pact. A pact with the demon.
Oh dear.
It's not something that I really want a lot of people to know about, but I definitely it seems to be getting more intense. He seems to be wanting a lot more from me, and I mentioned it to the Empress, and she said she might know of something that could help me. She's not 100% sure, but if she hears anything, she might be able to help me out of this pact. But for now, I just kind of gotta keep doing what he needs, and that's kind of what you saw this morning with the frost. Yeah,
Hmm.
he came to me, and he let me know that he was aware of my trying to.
That
Yeah,
doesn't
this
sound very
pact.
good. Well, not to be insensitive, but this is fascinating. What
Uh,
kind of pact is it? What does he have you do? What does he want from you?
So far, it hasn't been much of anything. He just kind of wants me to go around and do stuff in his name. I've had to sacrifice a couple people, like unruly people, in his name. Nothing. I'm not out there sacrificing innocents or anything.
Well, it sounds like a slippery slope, though.
It's not. I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't expecting this when I got into it, and I really don't think there's a way out.
All right, I'll have to think about this for a while, but if there's anything I can do to help, let me know.
I really appreciate that. But for now, could you just kind of keep it between me and you?
Oh, of course. And I wink and tap my nose.
I'll give
Let's
you
go. Let's go up with the others. I'm sure the elf is going crazy.
Yeah.
I can lead you to someone who may know.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Aaron.
My friend Pelias, he's been around these parts for I don't even remember how many years he was saying, but he's been around Peacewood for a while, and he's very knowledgeable. I can always bring you along when we go back and introduce you to him.
1,000 thank yous, Aaron. That would be much
Anytime.
appreciated.
Anytime. Just to give you a forewarning, he usually likes to be a direwolf, so don't get scared. I mean, I don't think you would be, since you've seen me as a direwolf, but just letting you know that I'm not just talking to a direwolf crazily.
Duly noted. I won't be startled.
Who is this from? If you don't mind me asking.
It's from my younger brother who I met in the palace. Thought he was dead in the massacre, but as we
Really?
explained, yes, he left us before embarking on his own journey. Perhaps we'll see him again.
How is he doing since all of that?
Not well, but only he can find the end to his pain.
I understand.
Looks like Brolin and Beach are back.
Ayo.
Hello, guys.
Oh, hey.
How's it going?
Just great. Just walking.
Just riding, actually.
We're riding. Well, the horse is walking.
Yeah, just trying.
I was including the horse in the we.
That's a good point.
So?
So where are we heading to? Are we heading out of this tunnel to the edge of the forest?
Oh my god,
So
are we
you-
there yet?
You have been traveling now for, as he said, as expected, about 6 hours. You're pretty tired, but you come to a light. The tunnel opens up, and you are no longer in the forest. You are at the edge of a river, and Devlin looks at you all and he says, "All right, the Empress said you could keep the horses for travel, but this is where I take my leave."
Well, thank you, Master Devlin, for
Whereabouts
your
are we?
travels.
River just north of Peacewood. If
Okay.
you follow it straight up into the mountains, and then once you get past this mountain range, you'll come to another river. Follow that river to the coast till you get to Ornriven Friary. That's
Yeah.
where you should find Shatterjaw's fleet.
Anyone writing this down? Because,
Got it.
I already
It's
lost
down.
it. Great.
You guys, you guys would know where Ornriven is. It's pretty common. It's kind of a capital
See, guys, it's right here on the map.
major thing. If you want, I can show that what I gave you, Beach, to everyone.
Oh yeah, I showed everyone.
No, when you put it on your screen, it doesn't show to everybody. I have to hit show players.
No, I mean, in my Beach showed everyone the map when I pulled it out, so
Got
they
it.
can see it. Yeah.
But yeah, put it on the screen so we can see.
It's basically the map with some dots.
Oh.
That worked? That didn't work.
What's the name of that town? Orn Riven?
Orn Riven Friary. It's on the big map on
I know, I was
Roll20.
trying to read it though. My screen's a little blurry.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Oh, now you're gonna give me 2 copies, you piece of shit.
It's a little map.
Ain't that?
It's just moving.
It's all squished down.
There it is.
That's what Beach showed you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
I was a little hungry. I nibbled on the corners for a bit.
That is what this map looks like. It is frayed on the edges and kind of ripped in pieces, and that is.
Yep.
So those blue dots are the orc encampments, and the red dot is
Those blue dots are markings which you assume to be camps.
Oh, okay.
The big red dot is.
What we are assuming is a good place to look for Kulthuron.
Yeah.
I really
Although-
cannot see that.
Although,
I
wait,
know,
hold on.
you're on a phone.
I am just a little bit confused about something. We're assuming right now that Kulthuron is where we need to go.
Yes.
But Devlin just said that we might find the fleets in Ornriven Friary.
Mm-hmm. Because that's the only place. That's the only place with a port that he knows that's in pirate-controlled territory.
Okay. So, do you guys think we should head towards? Because these are. Can you move that thing? I can't. Actually, I'll just. It seems like it would be about. You said each square is about a 2-day travel.
Yeah.
So those are 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, like 10 days apart from each other. So this is a big stretch of time if we go one way or the other. I feel like we need to make a decision.
I think we should go to Kulthuron.
I do too. Like you said, it'd be a good idea to find allies. I don't think we should go right for the pirate fleet.
Yeah, and I mean, especially if we can go to Kulthuron, and if there are some people of Shatterjaw's and everything, then we could try to start the whole like training of people against one another type thing.
Okay. I had no problem with that. I just wanted to make a group consensus. I just wanted to make sure that I'm not making the wrong decision and just saying we should go to this
I
place.
totally get it.
Because I feel like 10 days is a big time. If we go to this place and it's not what we're looking for, then they're gonna have a 10-day start on their fleet in the.
Yeah, exactly.
Or vice versa.
Which, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a lot of time.
It's
Where
not,
was-
but 10 days stuff can happen in 10 days.
Where did he say was the fleet again?
Ornriven Friary, which is, if you look at that map, it's the big black circle to the east, westernmost coast.
What?
Northwest
you're
of
looking-
Peace. Or don't worry about it. It's northwest of Peacewood,
Yeah, northwest of.
but we're gonna go north.
Yeah, we're gonna go towards the cult there.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah. So we setting off.
Question. Oh God, we should have done this before we left town. Can we, for expedience sake, say that we bought rations and everything for the?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, shit. I didn't buy like food and stuff.
I'm
Don't.
not going.
If not, I have berries.
I'm not going too hard on. Do you guys have food and water?
Yeah.
No, you
Yeah.
die.
You're starving. It's been 3 days.
I
But
just want
you
to
know,
make sure-
as long as you guys occasionally mention, like during your rest, like we're taking a long rest here. I pull out some food.
I just wanted to make sure that like I didn't want to like get into a thing like. Oh,
I do not
this
need
is a
another
14
thing
day-
to track over here. Okay.
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like it's a 14-day trip, but we only packed 10 days worth of food. Like what do we like?
Yeah. No,
As long
you
as-
would
okay.
you would on the horses. There would have been enough stuff packed for you.
Okay.
That might come up in future adventures, but for
Okay.
this one, you've been kind of, from lack of a better term, sponsored by the Empire.
All right, Spot. We have a big old sticker that says "Empress" on the horse's butt and stuff.
We actually
Peacewood.
basically do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're kind of in obvious Peacewood gear on these horses.
Okay.
All right. We'll stop here, you guys. I am going to point out, as Mike mentioned, a 1 square is 2 days ride, and you just covered that distance in 6 hours.
Classic Peacewood.
Oh. These special steeds?
Well, we were underground. There was nothing in our way. There was no terrain.
I understand.
There's mountains in front of us and rivers that we have to cross.
I think it's more like
well, you also came to Peacewood in
the magical river teleportation that we came to.
There's something about this tunnel.
That was also 100% what I was going to say to Devlin when he was like, oh, the underground way is the safest way out. I wanted to be like, oh, what about that way that we came in that we weren't supposed to mention?
There's no knowing where we're going.